Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this absolutely shocking update, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because this story is developing fast, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Trust me, what I'm about to share with you today has the entire fandom in chaos. Now, let's get straight to it because there is no easy way to say this. Dylan Wang's agency has officially broken their silence after weeks of wild rumors surrounding his relationship with Shen. And honestly, their statement has fans even more divided than before. If you've been following Dylan and Shen for a while, and let's be real, who hasn't, you know they've always been at the center of dating speculation. From their unforgettable chemistry in Meteor Garden to those off-screen moments that made our hearts flutter, people have been rooting for them for years. And when those wedding rumors started swirling earlier this year, the fandom practically exploded. But recently, things took a dark turn. Suddenly, the fairy tale love story started looking, well, not so perfect. Fans noticed Dylan and Shen weren't interacting the way they used to. No cute selfies, no playful comments on each other's posts, nothing. And then came that bombshell from a so-called insider claiming they had gone their separate ways after a huge fight. Of course, the internet ran wild with theories, and honestly, some of them were brutal. So for weeks, everyone's been asking the same question: are Dylan and Shen really over? And today, for the first time, Dylan's agency has spoken up. But let me tell you, what they said was not what fans were hoping for. According to the official statement, which dropped just a few hours ago, the agency said, and I'm quoting here, "We appreciate the concern for our artist, Dylan Wang. At this time, we would like to clarify that Dylan is focusing on his career and upcoming projects. We will not be commenting on his personal life any further." That's it. That's the whole statement. No denial, no confirmation, just that. And honestly, that silence speaks volumes. Because let's be real, if everything was fine, wouldn't they just say it? Wouldn't they shut down the breakup rumors right away? Instead, they're leaving us hanging, and now the speculation is worse than ever. The moment this statement hit Weibo, the comment section went absolutely insane. Fans are split right down the middle. Some people are saying this is basically a breakup confirmation without actually saying the words. Others are holding on to hope, saying the agency is just trying to protect their privacy. And then, of course, you have the people accusing the agency of using this drama to keep Dylan in the headlines before his next big project drops. Honestly, I don't even know what to think at this point. But let's rewind for a second and talk about the signs leading up to this, because guys, when you look at everything together, it's kind of hard to ignore. First of all, remember that fan meeting Dylan had a few weeks ago? The one where someone asked about Shen and his expression completely changed. He gave this awkward smile and said something like, "Let's not talk about that today." And at the time, people brushed it off, but now? It feels like a red flag. And then there's Shen. She's been unusually quiet on social media. No updates, no selfies, nothing. And you know Shen, she loves sharing little snippets of her life, even when she's busy filming. The silence is loud, you know what I mean? Now, before anyone comes for me in the comments, I'm not saying they've definitely broken up. But you have to admit, the timing, the statement, the lack of interaction, it all adds up to something. And let's not forget, relationships in the entertainment industry are hard. The pressure, the rumors, the insane schedules, it's enough to break even the strongest couples. But here's what really gets me. Remember when Dylan and Shen did that interview last year where they were asked about marriage and kids? Dylan laughed and said, "If I ever get married, you guys will be the first to know." And Shen smiled that shy smile of hers and said, "Don't believe everything you read online." At the time, it felt like a playful tease, but now? It almost feels bittersweet. So what happens next? Well, if the agency's statement is anything to go by, we shouldn't expect any more official updates. They've made it clear they're not going to talk about Dylan's personal life. Which means, for now, all we can do is wait and watch. But let me just say this, if they did break up, I hope it was mutual, and I hope they're both okay. Because no matter what, Dylan and Shen gave us some of the most iconic moments in drama history, and for that, they'll always have a special place in our hearts. Now, let's talk about the fan reactions because, wow, people have feelings about this. Some fans are devastated, like full-on writing emotional goodbye letters to the ship. I saw one comment that said, "We waited 5 years for them to confirm, and this is how it ends?" And honestly, I felt that. But then there are others who are like, they're human. If it didn't work out, let them live their lives. And I completely agree with that too. At the end of the day, we can ship all we want, but we have to respect their choices. That being said, there's also this wild theory going around that they're pulling a secret marriage move. So let's dive deeper into this because the more you look at the timeline, the more questions pop up. And honestly, I've been going through all the little details, the posts, the interviews, the fan sightings, and there are so many things that just don't add up if everything was fine between Dylan and Shen. First off, let's talk about the sudden shift in their public dynamic. We all remember when they used to interact so naturally. Shen would drop a cheeky comment under Dylan's photos, and he'd reply with something equally cute. They weren't even trying to hide it, at least, not back then. And who could forget that behind-the-scenes clip from the Meteor Garden anniversary event? You know, the one where Dylan brushed something off Shen's shoulder, and they both laughed like they were in their own little world? That clip went viral for a reason, guys. Because it felt real. But lately? Radio silence. And I'm not talking about the normal, we're busy filming kind of silence. I mean zero interaction, no public appearances together, and even when they were at the same industry event last month, fans pointed out that they barely acknowledged each other. Like, what? These are two people who used to light up the room together, and now they're acting like strangers? It's hard not to notice. Whether it's a breakup, a fight, or just them taking a break, I think the chemistry we all saw wasn't fake. You can't fake that kind of connection. So even if they're not together right now, that doesn't erase what they had. And before we wrap up, I want to ask you, do you think Dylan and Shen are really over? Or do you think the agency is just playing games to protect their privacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I genuinely want to know what you guys think. Also, if you've made it this far, you're clearly as invested in this story as I am, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because if there are any updates, any cryptic posts, any new statements, you know I'll be the first to break it down for you. Look, at the end of the day, celebrity relationships are complicated. And when you add fame, fans, and the constant spotlight into the mix, it's a miracle any of them last. So whether Dylan and Shen are still together or not, I just hope they're both happy. That's what matters most. Alright, that's all I've got for now. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep it respectful in the comments. We can speculate, but let's not send hate to anyone, okay? Until next time, stay positive, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video with hopefully some good news for a change.